I think the most likely and the most dangerous scenario is Iran and Israel right now. So obviously the Israelis are on high alert. They just had this terrorist attack. They're dealing with Hamas. What if in North Israel, a bunch of Iranian-backed militias start killing thousands of Israeli civilians? Okay, so the Israelis invade, do the Iranians counterattack, and now you have Israel, Iran in a regional conflict. The Turks probably have to get involved. The Saudi Arabians probably have to get involved. And then that is the sort of thing that could balloon into World War III.
Let's talk about how close we are to potential World War III and nuclear warfare.
Way too close.
How could this go if it doesn't go? How could this end up in World War III?
I think a couple of different ways, right? So I'm sure that Russia has red lines, some of which we're not even aware of in Ukraine. You get to a situation where is a Russian red line crossed? They're a nuclear power. Do they start using tactical nuclear weapons in eastern Ukraine? If that happens, then probably at least some of the Eastern European countries like Poland have to get involved. That balloons into a World War III scenario. I think the most likely and the most dangerous scenario is Iran and Israel right now. So obviously the Israelis are on high alert. They just had this terrorist attack. They're dealing with Hamas. What if in North Israel, a bunch of Iranian-backed militias start killing thousands of Israeli civilians? Okay, so the Israelis invade, do the Iranians counterattack, and now you have Israel, Iran in a regional conflict. The Turks probably have to get involved. The Saudi Arabians probably have to get involved. And then that is the sort of thing that could balloon into World War III. And then the final thing, man, is China wants Taiwan, right? Everything that we have tells us the Chinese want Taiwan. America, I think, has left Taiwan in a really crappy position because we've sent all our weapons to Ukraine. The Taiwanese, I don't know that they could repel a Chinese invasion right now. And so do the Chinese invade Taiwan? That leads to some sort of accelerating conflict there. So there are basically at least 3 hotspots in the world right now that each have the potential to become a major worldwide conflict. It's really scary. And this is one of the reasons why I say, you don't want an incompetent as president of the United States right now. You go back, look, there are some people I disagreed with. I disagreed with a lot of George W. Bush's foreign policies, obviously disagreed with a lot of Barack Obama's foreign policies, but these were fundamentally capable human beings, right? Mm-hmm. Donald Trump is a capable human being. I think more than capable, but I'm biased. Kamala Harris is not a capable human being. Do you really want, in the midst of a high-pressure conflict, her negotiating with Xi Jinping about Taiwan? Or do you want her over there in Moscow or Kiev negotiating with the Russians, with Vladimir Putin about the peace settlement in Ukraine? This is scary, scary stuff. And you talk about a person like Kamala Harris who can't even answer a simple question without retreating into slogans and talking points. What about when the cameras are off and she's in a private room with world leaders? That's scary, scary stuff. And that's maybe what worries me about more than any of her domestic policies is what happens if the shit hits the fan? I don't think Kamala Harris can handle it.
Why do you think China hasn't made a move on Taiwan yet? It seems like every chess player on the globe has made the move since the Biden and Kamala took office. And so why hasn't China made their move yet? What are they waiting for?
I think there are a few different explanations, and maybe all of them are true, at least a little bit. I think one thing is, even in a relatively weakened position, it's not an easy military maneuver. So maybe the Chinese don't want to kill a lot of people, especially their own people. Maybe that destabilizes them politically. That's one solution or one possible answer. I think another possible answer is, look, Xi Jinping. My understanding, and this is all guesswork. We're sort of judging with imperfect information, but my understanding is that he is not in the strongest position politically right now, that 5 years ago or maybe 5 years in the future, he'll be in a slightly stronger political position. And so maybe it's more likely to happen, say, not in 2027, as opposed to, so 3 years from now, as opposed to right now. The other thing that you hear is maybe that the Chinese don't think they ultimately need it, right? So maybe we're actually misunderstanding what their calculus is. Maybe their attitude is they can control Taiwan from the outside without ever having to invade it and control it from the inside. And there's probably some element of truth to all those explanations, but I think eventually, my guess is they're eventually going to make a real military move on it. It's probably going to be sooner rather than later. I hope not, but we'll see. Because right now, if they do it, we're not in a good position with the leadership we have.
Those are some perspectives I haven't heard before. Thank you.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.